Hi Scorpio, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be your love and spirituality reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And I'll also be doing an extended video, and I'll leave the link to that down below. And basically in the extended video, we'll be looking at your 2019, like what you can expect in 2019, some of the things that you should avoid in 2019, and just overall how you should maneuver in order for your 2019 to be as successful as possible. Okay, Scorpio, so your past energy, the first two cards that are coming up is the Knight of Wands and the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. So I feel like for a lot of you, you could have been dealing with someone who you had a lot of chemistry with. Like there was definitely a spark. There was definitely passion between you two. For some of you, this could have been a person who was pursuing you for a while, or possibly you had feelings for them for a while for some of you. But I feel like the relationship was built on too much passion to the point where it was very hard for you to build something solid. You know, like those relationships where it's like so explosive that both people are constantly out of balance, and both people are constantly like at each other's throats because there's just that very intense energy between the two people. That's what I'm feeling. For some of you, if this is not a love relationship, I feel like there are just people in your life who are not willing to cooperate with you. Like you're trying to make it work with them, or you're trying to put some type of energy and effort into them or into your situation with them, but it's like they're not willing to cooperate. It's like a very stubborn energy of my way or the highway. This could be about a job. This could be about family. So just take it, you know, and apply it to however it resonates within your own life. But yeah, this is in the past position. So the outside energy for the past position is the World card and the Magician. So this is what you are not seeing about this past situation. You're not seeing that this past situation opened up some sort of portal for you, meaning that you were stuck in some type of cycle for many years. It could have been your entire life. You've had this certain pattern, or you've just had this like reoccurring theme in your life, whether it be like constantly attracting people who are manipulative or constantly attracting people who are abusive. It's like some type of cycle that has been going on for a very long time in your life, and now because of this past situation, you have now completely closed out that energy and you're stepping into a completely brand new cycle. So it's kind of like a rebirth is what I'm seeing with this World card. So for those of you who think that you wasted your time with this person, or you're regretting whatever happened in that situation, what I'm seeing is that it was divinely planned. It was like divine timing, and you were meant to experience that so that then you can evolve into a better version of yourself. And now you have the tools and you have the knowledge that it takes to pretty much manifest whatever you want into your life. And when it comes to that message, be mindful, because I'm not talking about, you know, if someone like really terribly abused you. I'm not saying like, oh, you were supposed to, that was supposed to happen, because I really don't like saying stuff like that. But for those of you, I feel like you'll know what I'm talking about when you hear this, because a lot of you have a life ahead of you that is going to be very prosperous. Like you're going to have a lot of abundance within your life, whether that be with money or with love or with both. But there was a lot of blockages within your energy that was stopping you from being able to manifest the things that you want in life. And I feel like now that this energy is cleared out from that past situation, you literally can go any direction that you want to go in, and you will now be very successful. So I feel like this is a good thing. Even if it didn't feel good at the time, I feel like it's going to blossom into something good. So the Justice card is here in the reverse in the present, and then we have the Seven of Swords here as well. They're both in the reverse. So I feel like in the present moment, it just looks like you still are a little bit spiteful, or you're still feeling a little bit like this person didn't get what they deserved, because you could have experienced some type of betrayal from them. Or even if it wasn't like a direct betrayal, it could very well be that you feel like it's a betrayal because they didn't put in the work that you put in. Like sometimes when we're in a situation that we want to work out very badly, we'll overexert ourselves in it. And then when we break up and you feel like used and abused, it's like you feel like betrayal. You feel like you've been stabbed in the back because it finally hits you. Like you finally wake up to the fact that you were putting in all this energy and the other person wasn't. So for some of you, I feel like you kind of are feeling a bit spiteful, which is understandable. But for a lot of you also, I feel like you are kind of directing this energy at yourself. Like you are kind of feeling like you are the issue, or that you did yourself an injustice by staying within that cycle. Be careful of that. I feel like this came up in the Sagittarius reading too. Self-punishment. Just be careful that you're not punishing yourself, even when you don't realize that you're not punishing yourself. Like, for example, you know, you can go throughout the day without eating, and then somebody mentions like, oh, did you eat today? And you're like, oh no, I just wasn't hungry. And you think consciously, like in the front of your mind, you think, I'm not eating because I'm not hungry today, but really subconsciously you are starving yourself because you are beating yourself up. I hope that makes sense. Like self-punishment can really manifest in our lives in very strange ways. So just be careful that you're not putting yourself in harm's way or putting yourself in harmful situations because you are beating up yourself because of this past cycle. Because I just feel like you did the best that you could in that situation. The other person did the best that they could, and both people have evolved through whatever the connection is. So just make sure you're not criticizing yourself too harshly is what I'm hearing. I feel like some of you are needing to rebuild the trust that you do not have with yourself now, because it looks like you kind of turned your back on yourself while that person was also turning their back on you. So you're needing to rebuild trust within yourself. And the Death card is here. So you are in the midst of a very, very deep spiritual transformation. And since this is coming up in the present, I feel like you are kind of like in the let me slow down, the thick of it, or like the middle of it. Like you're not at the beginning, like you're not in the early stages of it. It's like you're moving along, and that's why you can still feel, I'm picking up that you feel kind of hopeless, or you could just feel like this cycle is never going to end, or you just feel like, why am I still feeling the weight of this? Why am I still thinking about this? Why am I still feeling spiteful? And it's because you're in like the middle. You've made a lot of progress, but you're not exactly at the end yet. But I feel like this situation is going to be ending quite soon, and this energy could fall away from you quicker than you think that it is going to. So don't try to rush the process. Just keep on working through it slowly but surely. For those of you who this wasn't a love relationship, I feel like in general you just feel like life is not fair, or life has not been fair to you, that you have been treated in a way by people in your life or by situations in your life that you feel like you did not deserve. And I feel like the advice here is for you to really take all of those experiences and use it as fuel to really become the better or best version of yourself. Like, don't allow it to stifle you and tear you down, but it's kind of like take all of the things you've been through and acknowledge all of the triumphs that you had. Because if you were able to get out of these situations and you were able to learn and grow each time, that means that you were triumphant each time. That means you were winning each time. So you gotta kind of like change your perspective on what's going on, if that makes sense. Like, you have to see your past as a way for you to level up, instead of seeing it as something that you can't break free from. I really hope that I'm making sense here. This energy is all over the place. Okay, so also for some of you, I feel like because of certain past situations, you are kind of feeling or thinking to yourself that you are kind of done with relationships, or they are not worth the hassle. Again, be very careful of this, because that is giving that past person or past situations way too much power. We do reincarnate here as humans to learn and grow, and for our souls to evolve, and also to make bonds, or to create bonds with people that we love, and to start a family if we want that. Like, we came here not only to evolve within ourselves, but also to have a happy, meaningful life. So don't allow this past situation or that past person to strip that from you and make you kind of close off and square off love, because that situation was something that was meant to level you up, but it wasn't meant to necessarily last a long time. So keep that in mind. So in the future, we have the Two of Wands and we have the Eight of Pentacles. So with the Two of Wands being here in the reverse, I feel like in the near future, you are going to need to really step outside of your comfort zone more. I just feel like you have to take risks in a different direction in your life. And I do feel like for some of you, I'm picking up that you are a risk taker, meaning that you do kind of step out on the limb and just go for it. But sometimes you can do it in a destructive way. Like it's a difference between taking a risk that you know is going to pay off in a positive way versus engaging in destructive habits just so you can feel something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel empty, so I'm just going to go and jump into this destructive relationship just so I can feel something. So be very careful of that. It's like needing that intensity in your life, but making sure that you are getting it in a positive way, like through work, through setting goals and succeeding. It's like, I really hope this reading is making sense. I feel like my thoughts are racing. It's kind of like, I've read before that when you make a to-do list, and each time you check off that thing on that to-do list, it actually sends like serotonin in your brain, or it produces dopamine in your brain, meaning that it gives you like this kind of rush of euphoria every time you check off something on a goal list. So that's what I mean by get that intensity from something that is safe and healthy versus jumping into destructive things and destructive habits, and you will be successful with the 6 of Wands. I feel like a lot of you are already successful, but you don't realize it yet because you don't see it in the material world. Like, to you, you're looking around like, okay, I don't have, you know, the things that I want, the car that I want, the spouse that I want. Like, things could kind of look very bleak for you, or things just could look very like boring for some of you is what I'm hearing. But behind the scenes, you have had a spiritual victory because your soul has absolutely evolved through this process. Like, I'm telling you, the Magician card being here in the world, that is a crazy combination to have. Because that literally means you close out a cycle and now you can have whatever you want. Like, whatever you picture in your mind in terms of what will make you happy, you literally can have that now. And before, it's like you were blocked off from it because of the things that you were going through, or the things that you have been through. And now that blockage is completely gone and clear, so you can have anything you want. And that's why I said before that for those of you who are like swearing off love or being like, oh, it's not even worth it anymore, that would be I'm hearing that would be the most foolish thing that you could possibly do. Because before, when you wanted the love and the happiness, you could not obtain it because you had so many blockages. But now the blockages are cleared, some of you are like, nope, I don't even, and you're just going to waste this energy that's coming in that allows you to literally create the life that you want. But you have to let go of the past first, and let go of those thoughts that you no longer want this happiness, because you do. A lot of you want like a family, you want a husband or wife, you want kids, you want it, but some of you are just afraid to say that you want it because of what you have been through in the past. But you have the ability now to create the happiness that you want and the happiness that you deserve. So there definitely is success that is coming your way. So again, make sure that you are taking risks, but make sure you're taking them in a healthy, safe way, and really focusing on your own self-care, your own self-growth, and really just mastering this realm. Because I feel like in the spiritual realm, or in the spiritual realm, you definitely are very successful, because I feel like it's hard to explain. It's like your soul has elevated, and on a spiritual level you are very, very wealthy, but you have to kind of connect to that energy, connect to that feeling, and manifest that into your external, onto the material world. All right, I feel like that's it. Again, I hope that this made sense. I tried my best to articulate what I was hearing. So thank you so much for watching, and I will leave your extended video in the description box down below. And I will see you guys on Vimeo. Bye.